Hello everybody, the topic I'm going to explain to you today is exchange rate or foreign exchange rate. And after the completion of this video lecture, you will be able to know what is exchange rate, determination of exchange rate through number 1 freely floating exchange rate system, number 2 fixed exchange rate system, and number 3 managed floating exchange rate system. So before moving forward, I would suggest you to copy all links given in description and paste them in your Word file for future reference. I would also suggest you to copy these references for better practice and best exam preparation. So starting with the definition of exchange rate or foreign exchange rate. Foreign exchange rate is the price of a currency in terms of another currency. For example, if $1 is equal to 150 Pak rupees, this is the exchange rate of dollar in terms of Pak rupees. So it is the price of a currency in terms of another currency. For example, if we go to the market to purchase any product, we have to pay its price. And similarly, when we go to the foreign exchange market to purchase another currency, then we will have to pay some price. For example, if we want to purchase $1 and we have to pay 150 Pak rupees, then the $1 exchange rate against Pak rupees will be 150 Pak rupees, or 1 rupee can purchase 1 over $150. So if $1 is equal to 150 PKR, it means 1 PKR Pak rupee will be equal to 1 over $150. Exchange rate of a currency is set through 3 different ways. The one is called free floating exchange rate system. And in free floating exchange rate system, exchange rate of a currency is set in the market through free forces of demand and supply of that currency. And graphically we can show it free floating exchange rate. In free floating exchange rate, price of a currency is set through the free forces of demand and supply of that currency. This is quantity of, let's say, quantity of dollars, origin point, and this is price of dollars or exchange rate of dollars in terms of Pak rupees. So this is demand for dollars and this is supply of dollars. So exchange rate of $1 is set at point A. So $1 can purchase this much quantity. Exchange rate of $1 will be equal to R, or it is, let's say, rupees 150. So this is how exchange rate is set in free floating exchange rate system. However, exchange rate in free floating exchange rate system is really volatile and it keeps changing with the changes in demand and supply. If there is rise in demand for dollars, then dollar will appreciate. For example, if demand for dollar increases, then as a basic principle, demand for dollar will shift to the right. New equilibrium will take place at E1, and this much quantity of dollars will be traded in the market, mean bought and sold in the market, and the rate of exchange of $1 will be equal to R1. Let's say now it is 160 rupees. So it means that now $1 can purchase 160 rupees, and this situation shows appreciation of dollars and depreciation of Pak rupees. But if there is fall in demand for dollars, then demand for dollar curve will shift to the left to D2, and new equilibrium will take place at E2, where exchange rate of dollars against Pak rupees will fall to R2 and its trading will also decrease. So now $1 is equal to 140 rupees. In this situation, dollar has depreciated but Pak rupees has appreciated. Now we can purchase $1 with lesser Pak rupees. It means dollar is now cheaper as compared to the previous time. Exchange rate of a currency is not only affected by shifts in demand curve for that currency, rather it also changes with the changes in supply of that currency. For example, if there is increase in supply of dollar or decrease in supply of dollar, so this is initial demand for dollars curve and this is initial supply of dollars curve. Equilibrium takes place at E, where exchange rate of dollar is 150 rupees, and this much quantity of dollars is traded in the market. Now if there is rise in supply of dollars, then supply of dollar curve will shift to the right and new equilibrium will take place at E1, Now trading of dollar has increased, but its exchange rate has decreased to R1. Let's say now it is 140 rupees. So increase in supply of dollar has resulted in depreciation of dollar. So dollar has depreciated, but it has resulted in appreciation of Pak rupees. So there is appreciation of Pak rupees. Okay, we have quantity of dollars on X, exchange rate of dollars in terms of Pak rupees on Y axis, or we can also write it as Pak rupees per dollar. I mean $1 can purchase how much quantity of Pak rupees. So this is demand for dollars and this is supply of dollars. Equilibrium is at E. Equilibrium exchange rate of dollar is R. Let's say it's 150 Pak rupees, and this much quantity will be purchased in the market, and this is supply of dollar. Now if there is decrease in supply of dollar, then supply of dollar curve will shift to the left to S1 and new equilibrium will take place at E1. Now exchange rate of dollar in terms of Pak rupees will rise, and now it is, let's say, 160 rupees. So in this situation dollar has appreciated but Pak rupees has depreciated. The second method of exchange rate determination is managed floating exchange rate, and this system is controlled by the central bank of the country using foreign currency reserves to keep exchange rate of certain currency between the limits. It cannot go above the higher limit and it cannot go below the lower limit, and we can see it graphically as, so we show quantity of dollars on X, PKR per dollar on Y, and this is demand for dollar and this is supply of dollar. Let's say equilibrium was initially this much, and let's say initial prevailing rate of $1 against Pak rupees was 150 rupees. If government wants to regulate through central bank of the country this exchange rate system by setting upper and lower limits, for example, central bank may fix lower limit at 145 rupees and upper limit at 155 rupees per dollar is basically the managed floating exchange rate. If exchange rate of $1 is expected to go beyond 155, then government will intervene through central bank and will control it and will bring it within the limits. And if it is going below 145, then again central bank will intervene and it will use foreign currency reserves to bring this exchange rate within the limits. So exchange rate can float or fluctuate, or it would be flexible, and it can change between these two limits. It cannot go below this limit and it cannot go above this limit. And the last exchange rate system is fixed exchange rate system. In fixed exchange rate system, central bank of the country intervenes and keeps it at fixed level, and it cannot change, it cannot go above or below that certain amount of money, certain amount of exchange rate. And we can see it graphically. For example, fixed exchange rate, for example, $1 is, let's say, 100 rupees, then it means it cannot go above 100 or it cannot go below 100 rupees. How central bank keeps it at fixed level, we can see it graphically. So 100 Pak rupees is the dollar exchange rate. So if it is fixed by the central bank, then it will remain fixed throughout the period. If there is rise in demand for dollar, then we can see that demand for dollars will shift to the right and new equilibrium will change to A1, and exchange rate of currency is expected to rise above $100 because new exchange rate will be this much, which is greater than 100. So government as central bank has basically promised that exchange rate will not go beyond this limit. Then central bank will have to use the foreign currency reserves and increase supply of dollars from foreign currency reserves, and supply of dollar will shift to the right, and as a result new supply curve will be this S1 and new equilibrium will take place at E2, and again you can see that new demand curve D1 and new supply curve S1 intersect each other at this point, and again we can see that exchange rate is $100. But keep in mind, in this situation foreign currency reserves available with central bank will decrease because it is increasing supply of dollars from foreign currency reserves to the market. We have initial equilibrium, we have quantity of dollars on X, exchange rate of dollar on Y, demand for dollar and supply of dollar. This is equilibrium point which shows that $1 can purchase 100 rupees Pak rupees. Now if there is decrease in demand for dollars, then demand for dollar curve will shift to the left as a basic principle, and new equilibrium is expected to shift to even, where you can see that exchange rate will decrease below 100. But central bank has promised that exchange rate will not go below 100. So to keep it at fixed level 100, central bank will decrease supply of dollars in the market. So supply of dollars curve will shift to the left to S1, and new equilibrium will take place where D1 and S1 intersect each other at E2, and again we can see that exchange rate is maintained at the fixed level.